This video will demonstrate how to compare two revisions of a project file with our revision management functionality. The project file that I'm using is selected here. You can see that my current revision is revision 1, so that means that there is a revision 0 that came before this, which in this case was my baseline proposal that I want to compare this revision against. So the changes that were made in this revision 1 that will differ from the revision 0 were that I added 3 individual products to the job, meaning they weren't in a package. I removed a product from the project that also happened to have an accessory with it. The accessory was of course removed when I removed the parent item, and I also added a package, which is just a grouping of products to the project. So I can show the example of filtering between equipment and labor and packages. So with the project selected, so just go ahead and click the Orders and Accounting tab and then the Revision Management tab. At the bottom, all of your revisions for the project will list. In this case, there's only 2 of them. The one here that says Project File under the description is always your most current revision, and that will be the one that you can actually edit and make changes to, and then you can compare any one of the other revisions to each other. It doesn't always have to be the most current against a previous. It could be 2 previous against each other should you choose. But in this example there's only 2, so go ahead and select them. The order you select these in doesn't matter. Notice these are just check boxes. Go ahead and click the Run command here, and this is going to show you a comparison of what changed in the project. The first view you see out here is the project overview, and this is really just showing you what phases were affected by the changes in the project. Here you can compare revision 1 against revision 0, or expand this and scroll down just to see the differences. And if you click this view button, it's going to show you the differences, actual differences in the phases. Now in this case, for my example, this information is not overly useful to me because I didn't make any changes to the actual phases. I simply removed products that happened to be in that phase and added other products that were, in another phase, perhaps here between the trim and the finish. The purple coloring here indicates the change. So this view option here, if I pull this over, there are no differences between the actual phases between my current and my previous rates. What did change on the project though was equipment being added or removed, and of course adding a package. So I'm going to go ahead and change my view now to the equipment and labor, and this is going to show the equipment that was added and or removed. We color code removed red, added green, and we also put the change type here. Now the product that was removed, as I mentioned earlier, was I also had an accessory. So if I expand this out, you're going to see that the accessory was also removed. I'll go ahead and check these boxes because I want to include them on my change order. You basically out here get to select the products and packages that the client sees on the change order, unlike running a Project Delta under the Reports tab where it's an all or nothing scenario. So we're not done just yet because packages changes took place as well. So you have to come down here and choose the Packages view, and you can see here's the package, here's the details of the package that was added to the project. Go ahead and select that, and then go ahead and run a change order report. You can see there are various definitions that we've created for you. By definitions, that mainly means groupings, so I'm going to go ahead and run this one by location. Now what's going to pop up on the screen is a verification form that you can toggle through between equipment and packages if you want to make sure that these are what you want on the report. Generally you can just hit create since you've already pre-selected those anyways. And this will generate your change order report. So a change order report is essentially just a proposal in our software that we've changed the heading up here to say change order. Go ahead and move down here through the list. You'll see the package that was added listed here. Scroll down a little bit further. Here's the product that was removed. Notice the parentheses around that to indicate a negative, and then the 3 individual products that were added. And then at the end, of course, the total change order value. Another functionality that exists under revision management is this restore function, and this allows you to make changes back to either one of the revisions, whether you're adding products that were removed or removing products that were added between either one of the revisions. It can save you some time. The scenario I'm going to give you here is that the client rejected part of the change order. So back in this change order report here, let's say that they saw this report and saw the price of the package here and decided, no, you know what, I don't want to go with that speaker package. So, of course, one scenario would be I could go right to the project file, open up revision 1 of that project file, which again is the current working project file, and simply remove the package. It's just that easy. But in larger projects where a change order has 50 or 60 items in it and the client rejects half of those, you may want to use this option here to restore rather than going back into the project file. It may be easier for you. So in this example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the package here and choose to restore. Now when you choose restore here, let me pull this over here to this screen, you can see that no equipment has been selected, but if I choose this drop down here, it shows the package here being selected. Now you get to choose what revision you want to make changes to. This one is 1, this one is 0. And you can choose again, replace items removed from the revision, remove items that were added to the revision, or restore adjusted item properties to the revision. This would be adjusted item properties. So if I had adjusted the price of a product versus actually removing it or adding it, that's the third option out here. But in this case, in revision 1, I want to remove the items that were added to the revision, in this case, that package. So when I'm ready, I'm just going to click restore, and you'll get a little warning here that any changes made to this could also affect your drawing files. So once you're comfortable with that, go ahead and click yes. And that's going to go ahead and remove that package from the revision 1, so I don't have to go back to the actual project file to do that. And I can run another compare out here if I wanted to and get a new change order report very quickly.